Good stuff, joined by Paddy Andrews. Paddy, I guess excitement's building at this stage ahead of the All-Ireland final in a few weeks' time.
Yeah, look, it's a great part of the year to be involved in. Obviously, a little bit of work to be done. Obviously, reviewing obviously the Mayo challenge and what lessons we learned out of that, but also kind of respect what Kerry have done over the last number of weeks as well throughout the Super 8. It's going to be a huge challenge, but ultimately that's what you expect at this stage of the season. So yeah, an exciting time to be involved, all right, but still plenty of work to get through.
I spoke to Jim after the Mayo game on the pitch, and he said that preparation had already begun at that stage, an hour after the final whistle went against Mayo. I'm sure it's well underway at this stage for the game as well.
Yeah, well, like I said, the Mayo game was obviously challenging in a number of aspects. You'd expect that from them over the last number of years. They've always been such tight games, and certainly there's areas that we need to improve on. You could probably see that in the first half particularly. So look, there's always things to pick up on and try and improve on. So like I said, we'll take the lessons out of that as well, and also start looking at how we're going to implement that against the really strong Kerry team as well.
What does it mean to you to be in an All-Ireland final? You're no stranger to All-Ireland finals at this stage, but what does it mean to the players to be involved in an All-Ireland final for Dublin?
Well, it's still exciting, obviously. It is what you work for. It's a long season, it's a hard season, but ultimately this is where you want to be at this stage. So I'm sure there's hundreds of thousands of players around the country that would happily swap places with you. So, like I said, there's still loads of work to be done. There's areas that we need to improve on, but as a player, it's really where you want to be, and getting the chance to represent this group at any time is very special, and we're very privileged to be able to do that. But to be able to do it in an All-Ireland final is obviously extra special.
And you mentioned already it's against Kerry in the All-Ireland final. Massive rivalry between the two sides, obviously over the last number of years, and obviously even longer than that. What does it mean to be coming up against a great Kerry side, and what sort of challenge can you expect from them as well?
Well, look, obviously there's a huge rivalry and tradition obviously between Dublin and Kerry, but with this particular team, we expect they've got some incredibly dangerous forwards. They've kind of supplemented their more experienced players who are playing really well, with obviously some very exciting young players as well. And ultimately, I think, like I said, if you're playing for the biggest prize, you expect to have the biggest challenge, and that's certainly what Kerry are going to bring. Play a game quite similar to the way we like to play as well. They like to play on the front foot, but you've seen what they did in the second half against Tyrone, very similar to our own performance in the second half against Mayo. If their forwards get hot and are moving well, that they can really hurt you. So we've got to be prepared for that. We'll do a lot of work on it. Pay them the respects as well, because they're a special team, but we know we're going to be up against it on the first.